so excited that you're here. Turn on some extra lights here. Let's go ahead and get logged on. While everybody's popping on, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get logged on so I can see the comments. Hopefully I'll be able to see the comments. Yesterday, when I was doing a party, I had a little bit of a hard time. We'll see if I can open the right thing. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday afternoon. We have been kind of crazy today, surprisingly. Went to church this morning, and then we went to the grocery store, and then all of a sudden it was time to get started. So, all right. So that's where we are. Okay, so today we are going to be demoing a couple of fun recipes. All right, here we go. It's on here. Now let's see if I can see comments. Like I said yesterday, I had kind of a hard time with this. Turn around. So if you're watching, go ahead and pop on and say hey. This doesn't, I'm fighting with my thing here because it doesn't want to prop up. So we may just have to do it this way. So go ahead and put this on here. I was looking for a stand. So, all right. We'll do it this way. Should have comments on here. So go ahead and comment when you pop on. Even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment and let me know that you're on. Let's see. I'll go ahead and tag Felicia so she knows we're starting. Doesn't want to let me do that. So, all right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so, like I said, as you pop on, go ahead and say hey, let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and say hey, let me know where you're watching from. And we'll go ahead and get started. Looks like it's showing up, but I'm not seeing any comments on here. So I'm going to go ahead and while we're waiting, this is going to take a few minutes to do. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start to prep the butternut squash because, like I said, it takes a few minutes to do that. It's kind of a burdensome task. All right, we got somebody on here. Go ahead and comment, say hey, where you're watching from. If you've logged on, let us know where you are. I'm hoping I'll be able to see comments. Yesterday I was having trouble seeing comments. Looks like today I might be having the same issue. And then my thing doesn't want to, so. Okay, go ahead. There we are. Hello. Finally. That only took like 5 minutes. Okay, let me get something to prop this up. So, because I want to be able to see this. What can I prop this up on? So, you can bring them inside if you want to, Eric. Just bring them inside. The dogs are outside barking, so we've got to bring them in. So, Felicia's on here. See what you have cooking. Okay, awesome. All orders will be ready by Christmas. Actually, the cool thing is the orders will actually be here by Thanksgiving. Okay, guys, look. This is the mother of invention. I'm going to use this little boat, and I'm going to stick this in here like this, and hopefully this will allow me to see right here. So my iPad, I went to go get it, and it was dead, like dead. So, and I need it to see, so, all right. Let me go ahead and just, since we've got some people here, want to go ahead and get started. I want to watch the time, so I want to make sure that we have all this done in the right amount of time. Did they come in? Did I come in? Oh, okay, cool. So, all right. So here we go. My name is Jennifer, and I have been with Pampered Chef for 22 years almost, and I got started because I wanted everything. Probably some of you guys can relate if you've been online looking at the catalog, and like I said, I got started because I wanted everything. And so I had 3 little kids. My oldest was 4, and my twins were 18 months old. My husband is active duty in the military, and he was gone all the time. So I thought, hey, if I get started with this business, then I could get all the stuff in the catalog, which was kind of my goal. So, and then I thought, well, gosh, I could make a little bit of money, go back to school, get my master's degree when the twins are in school. I could go back to work. So that was my plan. So consequently, I have never gone back to school. So I think about it for about a hot second and then I change my mind. So anyway, so that's just a little bit about kind of how I got started. Now, it's been a long time, and I'll tell you why I stick around when we get towards the end. So I want to thank Teresa for having me here. She's busy tagging everybody, letting them know about the party. We've got 2 people on here. So, hey, if you just joined us, make sure you go ahead and comment. Say hey, let us know your name, where you're watching from. I always like to hear where you're watching from. So I'm in the panhandle of Florida, and Felicia is out on the East Coast in the DC area. And so curious to see where everybody else is. So anyway, so we got... let's see. Oh, I wanted to thank Felicia. That reminded me. I wanted to thank Felicia. So Felicia and I did a party just like this last year, and we had so much fun. And we had a great time. We did meal prep back then. I did some meal prep for you guys. We're gonna do a full recipe this time. So that's what we're gonna do. And so I just want to thank Felicia for having me here. So she's a great host. We found out we actually have a lot in common as we started talking. She's got some roots in Austin, Texas, as do I, so that's kind of fun. So thank you again. So when you host a party with Pampered Chef, you are gonna get really blessed, okay? And so my average host earns about $100 in free products, a couple of half-price items. That's anything. You could choose these big items as your half-price items. So a couple of half-price items, and then discount on top of that, and then future discounts. You actually get a discount for an entire year after your party, and when people host their own party, you're going to get to go to their party and get a discount as well. So that's pretty awesome. So hosting a show is one of the great ways to get a lot of stuff. And I saw Felicia say that she's got all of her kitchen stuff from hosting parties. So that's the truth. So, and I have some little goodies back over here, and I'll explain those in a little bit. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know if they're in frame, but I'll explain those in a little bit. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I've got a butternut squash here. This is actually, I haven't seen a butternut squash that looks like this in a while, and so I'm anxious to open it up. Usually the ones that I get kind of have a rounded bottom and a long neck. I like that long neck because that means I'm getting lots of like the hard squash. But what we're going to do is we're going to peel it. So I'm using my serrated veggie peeler to get this peeled because the butternut squash is actually has a really thick crust, and I could use the veggie peeler to peel it, but it just takes, it's the thick crust, so I want to make sure it's easier. The serrated peeler actually goes a little deeper, makes a little bit deeper crust, or deeper peel, okay? I didn't even take the sticker off. I started to take the sticker off, and then it seemed to be a problem, so I decided not to take it off. All right, so we're just peeling this all the way around the edge here, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and peel the bottom. I used to be really, I don't know, retentive about how I wanted, particular about how I wanted everything peeled. Now I don't really care. And it's funny, I was just talking to my sister yesterday, and she was saying that she doesn't like the serrated peeler because it leaves striations. And so if you don't like striations on your veggies after you peel them, then you might want to get the other peeler. So I just like that this one, it'll peel this way, or I can peel it this way. So it goes both ways if you want to peel this way. It's also really nice and thick. You can use it to do chocolate or something like that. We're going to go ahead and take the knife and cut off the top. Okay, have this. Ooh, that looks beautiful. Look at that color, okay? And then we're going to cut off the bottom as well. Okay, and to make this a little more manageable, I'm actually going to go ahead and cut it down the middle. I probably should be using a bigger knife. But you know, when I do my shows, I only ever use these little knives. And so that's what I have here. A bigger knife would have given me more leverage. So look, so that went all the way through. This is great because you can see there's just a little piece right here where we're gonna have the seeds. All right, did you hear that? I'm going to explain that. Actually, I'm gonna stop this right now and explain this, okay? Because this is really important. So one of the things that I did today is I prepped bread, okay? So I made some bread. I will share the recipe with you guys. It's a super easy recipe, but the bread has to rise for, how long? It has to rise for like 6 to 10 hours. And so I used to bring this to my shows and I would prep it in the morning and let the bread rise all day, okay? But we're not gonna do that today because I went ahead and prepped this bread and I let it rise in the pressure cooker, okay? So what I've done, I'm gonna take this out so you guys can see. So what I did was I hope it did it because I noticed, nope, it didn't do it. I just noticed that the thing was down and this was it. So let's just do that again, okay? So we're gonna put this on proof. It helps if you do it correctly. Okay, this is the pressure cooker. We'll come back to this. It's gonna beep in 30 minutes. We'll be done with the soup and I'll put this in the oven so that you guys can see, but we're gonna let that go. Okay, so, all right, so changing plans. This is what happens sometimes. You guys ever done that in your kitchen? Like you're trying to do something and you're trying to get the timing all perfect and you mess it up? It happens, it happens. All right, we need 3 cups of this squash, okay? So we're gonna cut this down. Again, I would definitely recommend using a bigger knife. Okay, so we're gonna cut this down into chunks and then we're gonna measure it, okay? You wanna measure it after you've got the chunks already cut, okay? Because that's the way the recipe works. All right, let me get the thing. All right, I got a 2-cup measure cup right here. So we're gonna do, we want 3 cups. So we're probably only gonna do half of this thing right here, half of this. Yeah. Okay, so for this recipe, we wanna put in, we wanna put everything in the blender in the order that it's listed on the blender. So this is the blender cooking guide. Now I'm gonna explain about this blender in a second, but we wanna put everything in here in order. So the first thing is 2.5 cups of water, which I have pre-measured in our silicone, the largest of the silicone prep bowls, okay? It comes in a set of 3. You got a 1 cup, a 2 cup, and a 4 cup, okay? And so then it says, then we need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I have my brown sugar right here in a prep bowl. I don't typically keep my brown sugar in a prep bowl. I actually keep it in a Tupperware container. We want 2 tablespoons. And we're just using one of the measuring spoons from measuring spoon set. This is a 1 cup prep bowl. When you're prepping and you're trying to get everything ready for your recipe, those prep bowls come in handy. Okay. The next thing we need to add is a teaspoon of salt. Okay. So again, we're going to take the spoon off of, that's a half a tablespoon. Take it off the back side there, 1 teaspoon of salt, and we'll add that in there, okay? And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm actually gonna use our new Kerinchi cinnamon. It's old new, I guess you could say. We used to carry it years and years ago, and then we stopped. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's like the best cinnamon in the world, so. And when we stopped, we all hoarded a whole bunch of it, and I finally ran out. But this cinnamon is amazing. It's actually only available for a limited time. If you're doing a lot of baking and stuff over the holidays, you definitely want some of this, okay? So this is called Kerinchi cinnamon. You could just look up cinnamon. Okay, and then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, okay? So I just have some organic ground ginger. We go through ground ginger a lot at my house. I actually use it for a marinade on chicken a lot, which I haven't done in a couple weeks, but I just put some ground ginger and some granulated garlic as well, and then coconut aminos, and mix that all together, and then soak my chicken thighs in it, and then we grill them, and they're delicious. So, all right, so we got our ground ginger, and now we need to wash. So we've got 2 cups right here, okay, and then I'm just gonna do half of this right here, okay. And that should probably be about 3 cups. Okay, so now look, all the squash I have for another time. Okay, so we got 3 cups of squash right there. And then we need 2 medium carrots peeled and cut. So now I'm going to use the veggie peeler to do these carrots, okay? And so I don't lift mine up, probably because I had tendonitis for a while, and so it's just, I found it easier to just hold and rotate on the thing. But this peeler also goes this way and this way, okay? You can do it both ways. It's dishwasher safe. Both peelers are dishwasher safe, and they right-handed or left-handed, which is nice, okay? If you're not left-handed, you don't understand how nice that is to have a right-handed or a left-handed, okay? So, all right, so we're just gonna chunk these up, okay? Then once I get this going, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more in detail about all these different tools that we used here. Okay, this also calls for onion. So because this is our dinner tonight, my husband is allergic to onion, we're actually just gonna skip the onion, okay? And then we need 2 garlic cloves. But you could definitely put your onion in there, wedge it, put it in there. We just leave it out, okay? I used to try and sub out stuff for it, but I just don't even do that anymore. The next thing we're gonna add is garlic, okay? And we want our garlic cloves to be peeled. So this is a bowl with garlic, and we need 2 cloves. So we're gonna take our cloves off of here. We just pull them off like this, okay? That's a little baby clove. Now, since we're not doing our garlic, or since we're not doing onion, I will add an extra clove of garlic in there, okay? So when you're picking garlic, if you have a recipe that calls for garlic, you want your garlic to be firm like an apple, okay? So you want to be able to squeeze it, and you want it to feel like an apple, which is not squishy, okay? You also want the paper to be dry. So if you kind of ruffle up the top right here, you want it to be dry. You want it to leave a little bit of a raspy noise. Okay, and you want it to be dry. I did say dry, right? Dry paper, and you want no green things growing out. So you don't want anything green growing out. Okay, I've got something on my nose. I think it's a hair. That's why good thing I'm cooking at home, right? Anyway, so you want, I can see it now. It's right here, just floating out of my bangs. Okay, so you want nothing green growing out of here, and you want to be able to have a little bit of root on the bottom. Like you want to see that root on the bottom. And the reason you want to see that is because that means it came from North America. If there's no root on here, that means it did not come from anywhere in the continent. So it probably came from like China. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't typically like to buy food that came from China. So I'm okay with electronics and stuff, but not food. All right, so this is the garlic peeler right here, and we just are taking our cloves, we stick them in the peeler, and we give a little pressure and roll, and then boom, comes out. After I had surgery on my arm, one of the things she had me do was take this putty and rub it. I was like, oh, that's just like peeling a clove of garlic. So she thought that was funny. She's like, oh, who knew cooking could be therapy? Usually cooking causes a problem, but all right, so then we got our clove right there. Don't have to necessarily touch it and peel off all that stuff. Okay, so, and the last thing we need is some apple, some diced apple. Again, my husband has some allergies, so we're not gonna use apple. We're gonna use apricots. And we're just gonna dice it up. These are just dried apricots. We need about 1/4 cup of dried apricots. And we're just gonna dice them up and stick them in here, okay? It's so hard to find, that's probably a little more than 1/4 cup, that's fine. But it's so hard to find like dehydrated fruit that doesn't have extra sugar added to it. So, but that was dried apricots, not apples. But when I post the recipe, you'll see that it calls for onions and it calls for apples. And there's one more ingredient that I'm gonna sub out today. So we're gonna put the lid on here and we're gonna turn the sucker on, okay? And then we're going to put this on soup, okay? So we'll just twist this so it's at soup and we'll push the button. All right, so now that this has started, let me go ahead and tell you about the blender, okay? Now it's gonna make some noise and that is completely okay. Okay, so I'll talk in between the pulses, okay? So this is our new Deluxe cooking blender, and yes, it cooks. It does all the things that those high-end blenders on the market do, but it also cooks. So we're gonna make some soup in here. put in all the veggies raw, and we're dropping it in here, and it's gonna cook. It's actually gonna get up, I can't remember the temperature it gets up to, but this can get up to over 200 degrees. One of the things that I've made in here is jam, and jam has to get to a really high temperature for it to congeal and everything. Okay, so this is our brand new Deluxe cooking blender, and it has all these different settings on here. You can do smoothies, you can make alternate milk in here, like coconut milk or almond milk or oat milk or something like that. You can make all those different milks in there, okay? And then you also can do the soup like I'm doing. There's jam, sauce, and heated puree. Oh, and grind. There's actually, I was like, is this on, did I have it on the grind setting? No, I have it on the soup setting. Let me go around and make it double check. Okay, I was looking at it from behind, so I was like, had a moment where I was worried. So you can also grind. So then you can take a whole jar of like dry roasted peanuts that are unsalted, drop them in here, add a little salt, or if you get the dry roasted peanuts that are salted, you can add that in there, and then just hit grind, and you have your own peanut butter. It's kind of amazing. You can do other nut butters, roasted sunflower seeds. You can grind those down and have your own sunflower butter, nut butter, other things like that. So many different things that you can do with this. But I have to say, the thing that I was most impressed with was making the jam, because my mom makes jam every year, and she gives it away. She makes peach jam every year, and she makes applesauce, and she gives it away, and I can now do that. So I don't live near her, so I haven't gotten in the kitchen with her to do that. It's a process. She and my sister do it every year, and so now I'm just like, oh, I made jam. I did jam by myself, and I just put it in here. It was so easy. So other things I've made in here, I like to make tomato basil soup in here. Also made a sweet potato soup in here, which was really delicious as well. And so when we get done with this, there's actually going to be a couple of add-ons that I do. There's going to be a couple of add-ons that I do as well. I'm going to add in this pea protein and then the milk, which we're going to use coconut milk instead of heavy cream. Okay, so because again we have some allergies here. So anyway, this cooking guide is what comes with it, and it has all kinds of recipes. The recipe that we're doing today is actually in here, and it actually also has a recipe attached with it where you can make this pumpkin seed granola, which is very, very good as well. You just do it right on the stovetop, which I'm not going to necessarily do for you guys today because I made the bread instead. Okay, and then it also has you can make your own spaghetti sauce and sauces. So it comes with a whole bunch of tools. It comes with this is one of the other features that's really nice about this, is it comes with these extra tools. So this is a tamper. So when you're doing the grinding, you could take this top right here off. This right here, it just comes right off, okay? We're gonna put it back on. But the top comes off, okay, lock that in there. And you can use that to press down, and you don't have to worry about the blades touching it or breaking your spatula or whatever. This is nice and safe. This right here is also so that you can add ingredients to it. It's called I want to make sure I call it the right thing. It's called a boil over guard. Okay, so this is for when you're in high altitude cooking and you have some things. It's got a little seal on here. You put it on here, and it'll help for it to boil over, so you don't have to worry about it boiling over. That's really nice. Okay, I live in Florida, not such a problem. It comes with a little cleaning brush as well, so after you do potato soup or something like that, you might have some scorching on the bottom, and you can use that to scrub, okay? But it does a heated wash. This is one of the really great features, is that it does this heated wash. You put 3 cups of water in there and a drop of soap, and then it will clean the whole thing. So nice, okay? And then it comes with this bag. So when you're making that milk, that alternate milk, you can strain it through this bag so that you have those you have a clear milk. It's not like anything you're chewing, so that's handy. A lot of the mixers on the market don't have all of those things as little added attachments, so that's nice. Okay, we've got 16 minutes left on the bread. Okay, so as you guys are thinking, if you have questions, go ahead and post questions about the blender. It's starting to get hot. The element is in here. So after you run the heated cleaning cycle, you just rinse this out, and then I just set it over there to dry. Okay, over there is where my sink is. So I just set it next to the sink to dry. So, but you'll see as we go through, it starts to grind everything up, and everything. So there's all kinds of custom blend settings that you can do. You can actually take frozen potato soup. I've made it. It's delicious. Tomato basil soup. I've made and they're just so easy. Another thing that I made in here, which was really surprising, was hummus. Okay, I didn't realize how hummus was so easy, and boy, it tasted so much better than the hummus that I get in the store. Mainly because I could control my ingredients. So I made the hummus, and then I thought, oh, I think I'll add some roasted red peppers, and I just dropped them from a jar in there and hit the, just hit the pulse and mixed that in, and the flavor was so good. And another dip that I made that was really surprising was roasted red pepper and walnut dip. So we roasted the walnuts. I roasted the walnuts for a few minutes in the oven, and you could do it in the microwave as well. And then you put the roasted red peppers from the jar in there, and you grind it down, and it makes like this really sweet, delicious dip, which is fantastic with naan bread or other veggies. Just so good. It's perfect dip for a party. Okay. You can also grind coffee grounds. You can grind wheat germ. So you can make your own wheat berries, so you can make your own flour. That's something else that you can do. So lots of great things, especially if you're into healthy cooking. You want to make sure that everything you make doesn't have preservatives, then you could definitely use this, okay? So, okay, let's see, there's a couple things that I want to tell you. So other cooking blenders raise the temperature to boiling and then turn off. This blender has 8 different settings with precision temperature controls, so you're not just blending, you're actually cooking, okay? So that's a big thing. You can use this for all 3 meals in the day. You could make a smoothie bowl for breakfast, sandwiches with fresh peanut butter and jam for lunch, and then have homemade soup for dinner in just about 30 minutes. So another thing about this blender is that most blenders rely on really sharp blades to work, and our blender uses the strength of its motor to grind and blend, and that makes it safer for you, and it has 2 horsepowers in here, okay? And then, as I told you, to clean the blender, just add 3 cups of water and 1 to 2 drops of liquid dish soap, replace the lid, and choose the heated wash cycle, and boom, it's done, okay? So that is some of that. So, and here's some food tips. I love this. Pampered Chef gives us these things, and so here's some cool food tips. About garlic, okay? So we were talking about garlic earlier. Garlic, as you probably know, you've probably heard, it's related to a lot of health benefits, okay? It's been associated with improved ability to fight off colds, but it also reduces blood pressure in people that struggle with hypertension, lowering the LDL cholesterol. So garlic is good for you, and it fights off vampires, right? So that's pretty cool. And I already told you how to find it. So so that's a little tip for you. So let me take a minute and tell you about these right here, okay? Because once this gets done cooking, I can still touch it. It's gonna get really hot in a minute. I won't be able to touch it. It's at 150 degrees right now. But once I get done cooking, I'm gonna add one of these Enrichables, okay? So Enrichables is a new product that we have, and it's actually, you can get it one time or you can get it via subscription, okay? If you really like it, I suggest you get the subscription. So one of the biggest challenges that we have is getting the right food in our families' bellies, right? I mean, it's so tempting to go eat takeout or to, make macaroni and cheese and hot dogs, which is, I'm all about macaroni and cheese and hot dogs, okay? So when my kids were little, we had macaroni and cheese at least once a week, if not twice, okay? But, and we have tacos on Tuesdays, and these kind of things are great, and they're good for our family. But I know when I have tacos on Tuesdays and we use ground beef, I'm always like, I feel like I should have a veggie in there as well. And I just almost never do. So I put lettuce and tomato on my tacos, but my son, he doesn't do that. So what I do is I take the kale and fiber, okay, which just has 2 ingredients, as chicory root and fiber, chicory root and kale, okay? It takes kale and we dehydrate it down to just a powder, and then the chicory root, same thing. No added flavor, it doesn't add any flavor. So I would make the ground beef, sprinkle a packet of this on top, 4 servings of vegetables, okay? And then I will put my taco seasoning on top, my 3/4 of a cup of water to mix it up. You cannot tell. So my son is eating tacos, and I'm feeling good about it, and he says, Mom, can I have more tacos? And I'm like, sure, buddy, go ahead. And I know that the more tacos he eats, the more veggies he's getting, so it's a win for me, okay? You can also add it to brownies, and you can be like, hey kids, you want some brownies? So the good green stuff in there. And you can add it to like any kind of casserole you're doing, or stir fry, or something like that. Just something that you want to get more veggies in. You add the kale and fiber too. So now, I always had a rule that you had to eat cereal, non-sugar cereal, for breakfast in the morning before going to school. You had to eat something with protein in it. So you could have eggs if you wanted to, or you could have cereal. It had to have protein in it. My kids, they always wanted to have waffle sticks, but waffle sticks were only for the weekend, okay? But this can change everything. This is pea protein, okay? Again, it's colorless, so it's like a clear, it's like a yellowish color, so it doesn't change the color of your food. This is green. It will change your macaroni and cheese to green, which is fine. You just make it a game with the kids, right? But this is, it doesn't change the color. So, and we're gonna add it to this because this doesn't have any like natural protein in it besides the veggies, okay? So what's in the veggies? So we're gonna add this to it. It's gonna bolster the protein content of this so that it'll stick with us a little bit more, because we're having salad and we're having soup and bread tonight for dinner. So anyway, so this is the pea protein. So you could take those waffle sticks. I would make your own waffle sticks, add this to the batter, and then you've got some extra protein in those waffle sticks or the pancakes or whatever you're making for breakfast, and that's gonna help to enhance what you're making, okay? It's gonna help to enhance what your kids are eating, and you can say, sure, have those waffle sticks in the morning, no big deal, okay? Now I'm talking about kids, but older adults as well. We are having, I mean, I know I struggle to get all the veggies that I need. I know I struggle to get all the protein I need, okay? Sugar, carbs, got that down pat, but all the good stuff, not so much. So this is a great way to add those things into your diet, and just by simply putting a packet in there. Now, the calorie count is really low, like this is 25, and it has 4 servings. So we're talking like 6.25 calories per serving, okay? This is 50, a little bit more. Okay, so we're talking like 12 calories per serving, okay? So 12 and a half calories per serving. So, so that's nothing. It's not gonna change the value of your food. All right, so how do they come? This is probably one of the biggest questions that people ask me. So they come in a package of 12. So each box has 12 packets in it, okay? And you can get a combo with both, or you can get them singly, and they are $29 for a packet of 12, all right? And so if you get a subscription, they come once a month, every 4 weeks, and it's $29 for each one, or you get a combo and it's $45, and you get 24 packets, okay? 12 of each packet, okay? That's a really good deal, actually. And you save $4. And there's no shipping cost on this. If you are a past host, you get a 10% discount, okay? So that's a really good deal. And this keeps up, and you can have a subscription where it's going every year, okay, or every month, okay? So this is brand new, brand new, just came out last month, and I'm so excited. I've been giving them to everybody to try it out, and they are loving them once they figure out what to use them in. So it took, and I'll be honest, it took me a little bit of time to figure out what to use them in. All right, I see somebody else joined us. Who's joined us? Go ahead and pop in and say hello. Tell us what you're thinking so far. Ask any questions that you have about what we're doing here. So that blender is just cooking. It's up to 185 degrees. We have 5 minutes left on the bread. So let me tell you what I did with the bread, okay? So the bread was super duper easy, all right? I just took 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of yeast. I took 1.5 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of oil. Mixed it all together. Okay, and I'll post this recipe for you. And then you let it sit. You let it rise. It needs to rise for 6 to 10 hours. So what I've done here is we're letting it rise. We're letting it proof in the quick cooker. Okay. So the quick cooker is our pressure cooker. Oh, you can't even see it in the video. I keep touching it. You can't even see it in the video. Okay, I see on my phone that there are some questions that I'm not seeing. Ah, here we go. Can you give me the price on the blender? Okay. Did I get that right? Let me see if I need to move it again. Crazy. There we go. Okay, price on the blender. The blender is $349 full price. So when you get a full price, it's $349. It's actually a really good deal. Other blenders out there on the market are upwards to like $500 and $600, okay? You can get this as a host for this month in November. You can get it for $139 as a host. So that's an even more amazing deal to do that. So, and my daughter just posted on her webpage that she wants a blender for Christmas, and I was like, hello, getting a Pampered Chef blender for Christmas. Hopefully she's not watching this. So anyway, so I don't know if you can see, can you tell that it's bubbling right here? Like it's boiling, it's coming up. The pieces are really, really small. And it's interesting, it lets it boil for a little bit and then it blends it. Now let's boil and then it blends it, okay? It'll be so smooth and so beautiful when we get done. You guys will not believe it, okay? So hopefully that answered that question, Felicia. So for you, it would be $139. How amazing is that, okay? I think there's even a set that has like the ladle in it as well, so you could get that included in the set. I don't have a catalog right here, so I can't take a look at that. So that's a little bit about that. Let's go back to the quick cooker. So the quick cooker, since your last party, Felicia, this is also another new item. We've like totally come into the 21st century here. It's 2020 almost. We're with it, we're here. This is a pressure cooker, okay? So the pressure cooker has 16 different settings on it, and one of the settings is proof. And what I did, the mistake that I made is that I had this button right here, which is the steam release valve. I had it pressed down, which means the steam never comes out of here. It never comes to pressure in here. So, and then this right here is where the steam comes out. So what you do is you push the button and the steam releases. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never proofed bread in here. I had to ask a couple of questions in the group, in one of the consultant groups before I started. But let me tell you some of the things I use this pressure cooker for, because it gets used, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times a week at my house, okay, maybe more. We use it for rice a couple times a week, at least 3 times a week, okay? I make all kinds of rice. We have a lot of allergies, so I make a lot of rice as side dishes, and then we can take it to, my husband can take it to work, okay? So we make rice in here. I've done veggies in here. When my microwave broke, I did my veggies in here. I just steamed them in here. You can steam fish in here. Just Friday night, I just did a batch of quick cooker chili, and it took 20 minutes, start to finish, to get that chili done, okay? Hello. And I dropped in my chicken, wasn't even cooked. I just put my veggies in there, sauteed them for a few minutes, and then added all the ingredients, the broth and the chicken that was uncooked and the seasoning and everything. Put the lid on it, set it for 8 minutes, and then it took about 10 minutes to come to pressure. And then 8 minutes to cook, and then it was done, okay? And that chili was really good. I had it for lunch today, as a matter of fact. So you can put dry pasta in here and add your water or your sauce or whatever, and cook your pasta. There's all kinds of recipes. This actually comes with a cooking guide just like this one. And you can always go on my website and type in quick cooker and find all the recipes. As a matter of fact, if you get one of these, I'll add you to a Facebook group I have and have all the recipes posted in there as well, plus some how-tos and questions and things like that. So in this book, this tells you all the different things it can do. When I first got it, the first thing I did was beans, dry beans. Now, if you have never cooked dry beans before, let me tell you the process of cooking dry beans. First of all, you're supposed to soak them overnight. So I never could remember to do that. So for me, I would put them in the water and boil them for an hour and then let them sit for another hour, okay? And that's how you would get past that, having to let them sit overnight. But then to cook them, you'd have to let them cook for another like 2 hours or whatever. You can take a bag of dry beans, which is about 2 cups, okay? And then add 6 cups of water. So I would do black-eyed peas, 2 cups of black-eyed peas, 6 cups of water, put it in here. I would actually put some little pieces of ham in here, or ham bone if you have a ham bone. Drop it in there, okay? And some salt. I always put a little bit of salt in there. Not too much, just a little bit of salt. Put it in there, and then set it for, I think it's 15 minutes. Yep, 15 minutes. You set it for 15 minutes right there, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to come to pressure, but then 15 minutes to cook, and then it's done. You let it go. They are tender, so tender, ready to eat. 30 minutes, and you've got your beans ready. All right, I have some friends and family who say they can't get in, and they're asking if there's another way to see or watch this. It's not on Facebook. All right, I'll see if I can download this and maybe put it on my YouTube channel. I don't know why this thing is blocked, but let me see. Do this, Felicia, okay? If you're on a computer, you can really easily do this, okay? Click share, okay? Click share and then copy link. Okay, so if you click share, like you're going to share this thing, open this up, and instead of doing it on a computer, it works the best. Click share, or open up the video, like where it's the only thing on the screen, and then up at the top of the URL, just copy that URL and text it to people. Okay, you can just text it. You can message it to people on Facebook, and then when they click on the link, it'll bring this up. But yes, I will download this as soon as we're done, and I will load it to my YouTube page and give you that link. I don't know why this is such problem. It's so crazy. So, because I do like 2 or 3 of these a week, and we had problems before, and I have problems this time. So I just don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. So let me close this down. Okay. All right. We're all on our phones. The only other thing I can tell you is to shut down Facebook and then go back. Like close out everything and go back. I know I've had some trouble with Facebook lately, but this is not at all blocked or restricted or anything like that. So let me see if I can share this link. Okay, I'm not able to share this from while I'm doing this. See if I can do it from my Facebook page, from my other page, from another app. I'll do that really quick while we're sitting here. Oh, everything's getting done at the same time. We have 11 minutes left on the soup. Okay, the blender just said we have 11 minutes left on the soup. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can share this with you. Calendar, fast and fresh meals. Yes, here we are. Share. More options. Copy. Okay, I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to text it to you. Okay, I have now texted you the link for... Well, that was not the right thing. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that works. Okay, if you can just post after, it'd be great. Okay, so take a look at that link. See if that link will help them get there. Fast forward that out, and we'll see what's going on, right? Okay, we can give it a try. All right, this just beeped. We're gonna check this again. Should work this time, right? I've been a consultant a long time, and one thing I will tell you is I always tell my team, don't try something brand new for the first time at a show. Okay, so this does look like it rose, okay? I forgot I wasn't cooking it, just rising it. So this is in the little pan here, and it's risen, and this is actually what I'm gonna cook it in. I'm actually gonna stick it in the oven at 350 degrees, I believe. Okay. Is my oven turned on? No, it's not. But now it is. Okay, so we're going to stick it in the oven, 350 degrees. Let me make sure that's the right degrees. Let me make sure that's the right degrees before I do that. It's amazing how all of the things have gotten so small lately. Oh, 450. So I definitely need to turn that up. All right. Cover baker with lid and bake for 30 minutes. So actually need to pull that back out and put the lid on. I have a silicone lid that we're going to put on here. Okay, so this is one of the accessories to the quick cooker. It actually fits in here. It's designed to go in here. Bake it just like that. So that'll be done. I'll show you guys a picture when it gets done afterwards. Okay, so the quick cooker, safety features. We'll get back to the safety features here. Okay, so first safety feature, quick release valve right here. This is where you manually release the steam. If you don't want to wait and let it release on its own, you push the button right here, the steam comes out. So there's 3 inches, so it's nice and safe, okay? Other features that are really nice, handles are down here. So if you have to move your quick cooker, you're not holding it by the handle, the lid's not gonna come off. Another thing that's really nice is this right here is a pressure valve. So that means when there's pressure in the quick cooker, it's not going to, when there's pressure in the quick cooker, it's not, you can't move this. You can't turn this like this to get it off, okay? There's 16 different features on here. There's soups and stews. There's, let's see, what else is there? There's seafood, desserts, stew and chili, soup and stock, beans. Like when I put it on the soup and stock, let's see, let's get to that. When I make my own broth, it's automatically set to 30 minutes. But when I make my own bone broth, I want that time to be increased. So I'll hit time, and then I will put it up to like 90 minutes, okay? And I will just have this go up until it gets to 90 minutes. Okay, like that, and then I'll hit start. Here's the start button right here, okay? And then I will let it that pressure manually release for an hour afterwards. And that's how I make my own broth. Remember I told you my husband's allergic to onions? I make my own bone broth in here. Super easy. Other ways to do bone broth is to put it in your crock pot for 24 to 48 hours. Okay, that makes your whole house smell like overcooked chicken soup for a long time. But that's the way you make it. That's the way you get it really nice and gelatinous and everything. But it's really easy. So this inner pot comes out. It's 6 quarts. Goes in the dishwasher for easy cleaning. Okay, this quick cooker is $240 if you just get the cooker. But there's a ton of accessories. So there's like that ceramic pot. There is a springform pan, so you can make like cheesecakes or key lime pies, things like that. There is a stacker, so you can do eggs. One of the things that we do every week is that on Sundays typically, so I haven't done it yet today, but is we make boiled eggs, okay? And when you make the boiled eggs, they peel so nicely. I think I have some from last week. I'll show you guys. You're not gonna believe how easy this peels, okay? So this is, I write on the side, hard boiled, okay? This is how easy they peel. Here's an egg, hard boiled in the steamer, and they peel like this. Okay, so if you're making deviled eggs for Thanksgiving, hello, you want this. And this is what they look like. Beautiful, 9 minutes, 18 eggs at one time, 9 minutes. You just put them in here. I use a basket, we have steamer baskets. I use a basket, I put the eggs in there, 1 cup of water, 9 minutes, done, okay, on the custom setting. You can also do, like I said, veggies, chicken and rice casserole. Oh my gosh, so easy in here, okay? Takes like an hour and a half to cook in the oven, 40 minutes to cook in the microwave, 20 minutes to cook in here. So easy, ridiculous. And rice, when I cook my rice in here, it takes less than 20 minutes. So even in a rice cooker, it takes about 20 minutes to cook. It takes less than 20 minutes in here, so fast. All right, so that's a little bit about the quick cooker. There's another accessory that I want to tell you about. Oh, there's a bundt pan, so you can make cakes in there. So super easy, must have. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this ready. We need to add, what do we need to add? We need to add some heavy cream. We're not gonna add heavy cream, we're gonna add coconut milk. And we need a half a cup. So this is just light coconut milk, unsweetened. Probably should have done the full fat, but I did the light instead. And we're just gonna, less calories than the other stuff for sure. Okay. And we just need half a cup. So I'm just gonna pour it in here to measure. Okay, and that'll be ready when we get done. Then I just usually put this in a container and store it in my fridge because I can stir it into other things or use it for other stuff later on in the week, okay? When I made the bread, I added a tablespoon of the herbs de Provence seasoning in there, so it gives a really nice artisan flavor, so that's gonna be really yummy. And it only takes 30 minutes to cook that. All right, we have 3.5 minutes left. So while we're waiting, I'm gonna tell you, while we're waiting, and then I'm gonna plate it and show you guys what it looks like. But while we're waiting, I'll just finish up with some of the little thingies for our show. So first of all, I want to remind you of the host benefits. When you host your own show, you're going to get free products, half price products, and discounted products, okay? You're also going to be helping Felicia because she's going to get a 50% item at your show, okay? So that's going to be awesome. If you host your show by December 17th, then you are going to get your products in time for Christmas. So that's awesome. If you place your order today for this party by the 17th of November, you're going to get your products by Thanksgiving. You'll get them by the 27th. And so that is that. I wanted to tell you guys about my hot dates. So I do have some hot dates. These are dates that are coming up fast. And so I have some little extra goodies, okay? And so this is where I get most of my kitchen stuff. All right, so has some extra goodies in here. So this one is Thursday, November 21st. This one is Tuesday, November 26th. And this one is Tuesday, December 3rd. So if you pick one of these days, I know that a lot of you guys are going to be watching this on the replay. I want you to watch, and I want you to message me. Just send me a quick message and tell me which day you want. You can do an online party just like this, or you can pick any one of, you can pick the Monday, the 18th that's starting tomorrow, or the first week of December, I think it's December 2nd. You can pick the 18th or the 22nd, and I'll pick one of these bags for you also. And that will be the hot dates that I have. If you want to do a posting party, okay? A posting party starting the week of the 18th, which is tomorrow, or starting the week of December 2nd. You can do a posting party, and a posting party is where I just post throughout the day and you check in. It's not a live event, although I do go live in the events, okay? So that is coming up. So if you pick one of these dates, go ahead and comment. If you're watching the video, if you're watching the replay on Facebook, just go ahead and comment. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, just go ahead and send me a message, okay? And or send Felicia a message and let her know, and then I will tell you what's in here. There is a little goodie in each one. It says what it is on here. That's your freebie, your bonus freebie, all right? So that is coming up. All right, I promised you guys I would tell you the rest of my story. So I started out this business because I wanted all the products, wanted everything. I recently found out that if you buy every single thing in the catalog, it's over $15,000. So I'm happy to say I have everything in the catalog, and I did not spend $15,000 to get it. As a matter of fact, I got like 99% of it, absolutely 100% free. So that's cool. Also got paid along the way. Now you can ask me any questions you want. Again, send me a message or comment on the feed right here. It's going to do that a couple of times as we go in our last 30 seconds. All right. I'm going to do it one more time, I think. Okay, it's over. Now what we're going to do is open this up. I'm going to come back and finish telling you that story in a second. We're going to open this up. We're going to pour our cream in there. Oh my gosh, y'all, it smells so good. Does it smell good, honey?
Sure.
He said, I think he was looking at Facebook. Butternut squash is not his favorite, though I love it. All right, so now we're going to cancel, and now we're going to hit pulse, I think. Custom blend, just for 30 seconds. It's mixed. I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and then I'm gonna finish telling you. All right, so I told you I'd finish telling you my story. So I got started because I wanted everything. Thought I might go back to school and get a master's degree. I told you I never did that. Never got back and get my teaching certification. Never went back and got my master's, okay? It's been 22 years almost, and I did things like pay for my kids' activities. They wanted to be in gymnastics and travel soccer and Boy Scouts and things like that, and I never had to say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't afford that. I was able to pay for everything. And also, I was able to be there for everything, okay? I didn't have to say, I'm sorry, you can't do that because I'm working. I can't take you. I can't do this. I was able to be there for everything. My husband has gone a lot, okay? He's been deployed a lot and gone TDY a lot. And so it has 99% of the time fallen on me to take the kids places. And I never had to say no because I said no when it was not healthy, but I never had to say no because I didn't have another choice or something was holding me back. So I was really awesome about my job. Okay, the other thing that's really awesome is that we have 3 kids that have graduated from college and 1 that's getting ready to go to college. And we've been able to pay for their school because of my income. And we didn't have to eat ramen, and we didn't have to change our lifestyle at all because I had this extra income coming in. So that's nice. We've also moved a lot, and so it's been really easy for me to find a job because I just go out and make some friends, and then I find a job. So that's been really handy as well. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know. Probably the most question that gets asked the most is how much does it cost to get started? And we have 3 different kits, okay? And they kind of build on each other. We have a basic kit that's $99. You can get started in this business for $99. It comes with an apron, it comes with a bag, it comes with a website for 90 days, and amazing training, everything you need to get off on a great start. We have the next size up kit. We add a few more products. It's over $400 in that first kit. You add a few more products, and it is $159, okay? And then we have our ultimate kit, which includes the quick cooker. It includes the quick cooker, and that is $249. Now I told you this is $240. So you get the quick cooker, all these accessories, all this other stuff that's in the other kits. So over $400 plus another $200. That's like $1,000 worth of products for $249, okay? So those are the 3 different kits. If you have questions, let me know, okay? Another thing I want to tell you about is a special. I told you about the host benefits. I told you a little bit about becoming a consultant and kind of some of the benefits. I will tell you this, that a lot of consultants, they try this business because they need to get out of the house, or they need to earn some extra money, or they want to pay down debt. And those are all really awesome reasons to get started. Or you just want all the products like me. So I found another reason to stay along the way. So the guest special, I'm going to tell you about the guest special. So we have a guest special every month for guests. When you spend $80, you're going to get a free batter bowl. Okay, it's a small batter bowl, and it comes with a lid. It's oven safe. It's microwave safe. It goes in the fridge. It's super handy for mixing all your ingredients. If you already have one, you can gift it. Okay, it makes a great gift. You can put a little layered little mixer in there, like a brownie mixer or whatever. I'll send you some ingredients if you need, or a recipe if you need. But you can put that together and gift it, or you can just use it in your house. I mean, who cannot use an extra batter bowl? Love the batter bowls. But that's a $15 value, and it's free when you spend $80 today. Okay, and then shopping details. Shopping details are all over the place. I'm going to add them above my head. If you're watching the Facebook video, I'm going to add them to the description, okay? If you're watching the YouTube video, I will put them in the description of the YouTube video as well. I will update everything. You can just click on the link and shop directly from there, okay? Stay tuned. Door prize drawing is going to be posted very soon, okay? I will do that first, and then I will download the video and load it to my YouTube, okay? So I'll get all of that ready for you guys. So that is about it. Oh, one more thing, I forgot to add my pea protein. I'm gonna add that to this thing. I saw that right there, and I promised you guys I would do that, and I know I need to do that to make sure our dinner is nice and filling. I'm not adding it in the top thing because I'm afraid that I'll spill it everywhere. Okay, so we'll just pulse it for a hot second. That's good. Got our pea protein in there. Let me show you what it looks like. Put it in a bowl for you. Okay, so our bowl right here. This is one of our other cool new products. It's a ladle with a strainer on the end. Especially helpful if you are making like a broth or something. I'm doing this because I want to show you how amazingly smooth this is. I can't tell if you can see because it's a little bit behind, but see how smooth that is? And then you could put a little bit of sour cream, or you could pour a little bit of heavy whipping cream, or you could pour a little bit more of this in there. Look at how pretty that looks. Pretty enough to eat, right? All right, so that is our demo for today. I hope you loved it. I hope you had some great ideas in there, and you found out some cool new stuff that you didn't know before. Don't forget, we have our cinnamon and our vanilla that's only available for a limited time. You don't want to miss out on those. If you've been around Pampered Chef for a long time, then you know our cinnamon, our vanilla, to die for. But I think that's about it. We're right at the end of our time. You guys have a great evening, and I will see you soon. If you have any questions, don't forget to message me. I'm happy to answer.